But yeah, so this is my first game. So this is still, well, this is my first game on stream. So this is still pause. And like I said, look how close you're sitting to ketchup and mustard. It was so funny.
Or another, but at the end of the day, you know, we'll have.
It's so weird, man. I've been watching ketchup and mustard commentate for however many years now, and hearing them commentate you, not just watching the VOD back, but actually hearing them commentate you whilst you're playing is so weird.
In an offline space, so it's going to be a little bit of information, I think, and especially if some of these guys are going to versus fighting, seeing them again.
It's a bit sad though, because everybody was asking me if I was going to versus fighting next week, but I'm going on holiday. I mean, I'm really happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to be going on holiday, but it just turned out that every tournament that at the start of the year, I booked all my holidays, and it turned out that every tournament has
I think everyone in the UK is going to
just dropped on my holidays. So yeah, it's a shame. I'd like to go to versus fighting yesterday, but next week, sorry. So this is my first match. So yeah, so Mr. Viper, it says Droptimus Prime. Droptimus Prime's actually Papa Masher. His game was on stream beforehand. If he comes into chat, I'll ask him if he wants me to go over it, but I don't think he does. Listen, he played really well. He played really well. He got a bit unlucky, I think, because he was playing like Raiden, and you know, played a couple of Raidens and stuff like that. So he was playing weird characters. I mean, when I played him, I played as Raiden. So, but he definitely played clean. But yeah, so this it's me versus Mr. Viper. I'm Infinite Warden Geras, which is who I always play, and he's Mean Street Kabal.
This is actually Sodium Jim and Droptimus. It is
so the thing is, yeah, so with this variation, he has the Nomad Dash Cancel. So I prefer fighting this variation of Kabal because I don't think it's as scary as the other one, because even though the dash cancels can mess you up, it's also you don't have to worry about blocking low ever. There's no mix-up really, in the sense of, unless he does the down glaives. Yeah, exactly. Shades of MK9. But it's not as scary in terms of, like, he might cancel into the glaives, but there's no mix-up really in the same way that there's the clean-cut 50-50, like overhead or low. So straight off the bat, I was like, right, alright, at least I don't have to worry about blocking low too much. You know, obviously keep an eye out for the glaives, but I don't have to worry about blocking low too much in terms of like the actual matchup. And going into the tournament as well, I thought to myself, alright, the way that you lose online, and this will come back, you'll see this is foreshadowing, the ways that you tend to lose, you do too many sand traps, and you do too many up twos, right? So I was like, okay, try not to do either of those. Like, only do them when you think they're going to hit, basically. Don't try and test people, because at this point now, the game's been out for 3 months, so people aren't going to fall for shenanigan-y stuff, especially as if you play a character like Geras. Maybe there aren't as many online, but there are so many top-level Gerases like Deoxys and Gur that you see play every week. There's not gonna be, there's nothing that I'm gonna do that's gonna be different to what they're doing. So, you know, they don't have to. It's not like I've got this weird Sodium Gym tech that's exclusive to me. A Geras is a Geras. So, you know, Sand Trap, you're gonna punish Sand Trap in the same way. You're gonna punish up 2 in the same way. So, but that was just what I had going into my head. I was like, right, try not to Sand Trap too much and try not to up 2 too much. Just try and be more clinical in the way that you approach the match. So, what's literally the first thing that I do in the match?
Not Sodium, plenty of music.
Sand Trap.
I'm sorry, since then.
I was like, alright guys, try not to Sand Trap.
Plenty of music.
Flare. And I didn't even space it right either. But, yeah, so against Kabal, you just have to be very careful, basically, because none of his strings have gaps in. You can't flawless block anything, you can't challenge everything. Even though I've got a 6-frame down one, you can't challenge anything mid-string, and every string of his is safe for the most part, all his main ones. So you just have to be respectful of the strings. But I find that the best way to fight Kabal as Geras anyway is to just stay in his face, because he has the advantage on you with range. So his jumping 2 is super far, and his back 1 is super far. So the trick is not to let him get to those ranges where he can whiff punish you. Like, so if he jumps in and does a down, if he does a jumping 2, he only needs to take like a minor step back, and he's going to hit you with that back 1 if you try and challenge with a down 1. This is all just as Geras. So you have to be very careful when you're putting buttons out, because you're going to get whiff punished pretty much every time. So yeah, the best way that I've found to fight Kabal is just to try and stay on him as much as you can, just so he can't get that range game going where he's the most dangerous. So that was my plan against these Kabals. So you see, there's the dash cancel. So I thought, so another shit sand trap. So there's the first dash cancel. So that's usually what they dash cancel there. That's like when you're fighting a Kabal, that's generally where they tend to dash cancel in the middle of that string. Or they try to do it again because they try to catch you out pressing a button or jumping or trying to throw or something. So I was like, all right, let's see. Because people usually have tendencies depending on how they do stuff. So I wanted to see what he would do after he dash cancelled. Because sometimes they just pull the trigger on the string and counter hit you, or maybe he'll have gone for a grab, but the best way to see is to actually see what they do rather than guess straight away. So the first time I was like, right, see what he does after a dash cancel. That's why I just held block. Usually I react to it with a down 1, but I thought I'd just see what he does on block. So yeah, he went for it again. Then I went for the down 1 because I was like, right, he's had his turn now. He committed to the string after the cancel, so it's my turn, which is why I went for the down 1. I don't know why I went for the sand trap there. I think that was probably an input error, which I had to be very, very careful about because, like I said, look, jumping 2 straight away, and that's the glaive. So that's the only low that you have to worry about in this string. And as you see, what was that, like 40 damage?
Mr. VIPER on Kabal, which I expect.
So I was on.
It is Mr. VIPER on Kabal, which I expect.
So it did 60 damage. So you're taking 60 damage, and unless he amplifies it, it's not going to do that much damage. You know, it doesn't knock me down. It doesn't push me miles away. It doesn't give him a counter hit like mix up or anything, or crushing blow attached to it or anything like that. So you don't really have to worry about it that much as much as you would worry about the dash cancel potentially, or even more worrying, the low in the clean cut spec.
Geras play here is so deep, Jim, I expect.
So
okay,
yeah, I went for I saw the jump 2 whiff there, so that's why I went in and went for the grab.
I must have seen that grab hundreds of times. I'm still not.
And then the classic 1-1 sand trap. Papa Masher was sitting behind me, and I could just hear 1-1 sand trap. I was like, thank you. I completely forgot, because when you're in the moment, you're trying to do stuff, and I was just like, all right, get into it, and I just said 1-1 sand trap. I was like, thank you. And Papa also tells me to do a trick later on, which I will show you. And if it's Geras versus Geras mirror match, it's called, I've dubbed it the Papa now because he told me what to do, and it worked straight away. So special shout out to Papa Masher for his coaching, because he gave me two very good bits of advice that ended up paying off massively. But yeah, this is what I mean, like straight away I jumped in, tested the anti-air, he went for the down 1, it didn't work, I did another crap set, and this is what I mean, see? So, in that instance, that's why Mr. VIPER was smart, because he'd already done the dash cancel in the middle of that string, right? And even though I blocked it the first time, this time I was like, right, I'm going to press a button, because I'm ready to down 1 the cancel, but he didn't cancel it, and he finished the string and he hit me. So that was nice from him to mix up the offense there. That's the scary part of this spec, is he going to cancel it? Is he going to pull the trigger on the 4? So, yeah, well played by him there to hit me with that. But then, yeah, so this was sick. If I do say so myself. There's a little bit of me smelling my own farts here, but... So he did this string, right? He hit me. And he went for the meaty, but I'm really used to fighting Kabals now. So if you see, I do a double backdash to keep me just out the range of the string, and then I whiff punish with sand trap into a counter hit. That was clean. 320 damage. It was funny as well, because Ketchup and Mustard, I mean, you won't really be able to hear the commentary over me analysing it, but Ketchup and Mustard was saying that I'm gonna put these up on my thing, and if you wanna watch the VODs without me chatting over them on my stream, it's Cyclical Gaming, so you can go back. The whole top 8 and all the other pre-top 8 matches are all on stream. But they were talking about that. They said that I have an unorthodox style of Geras. So I think what they meant by that is because they were saying that the way that I play Geras. So the reason I play Geras, and I said this to everyone yesterday, and I said it to Mr. Viper as well after I played him and everybody else. When I first started playing this game, I struggled to find a main. And, you know, I was thinking, oh, do I pick a main? Like, who do I play? I tried Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Baraka. Eventually I settled on Geras, but I was still rotating through all these characters. And I was like, I'm not really learning the game. And then eventually I started playing more and more of Geras. And I was like, I do really enjoy playing this character, but the main thing that draws me to him is how much damage you can get when you hit somebody with a crushing blow, and his crushing blows are really, really practical, especially in a 2 out of 3. So a first to 2 rather. In a first to 2, you want to get as much damage as you can as quickly as possible. You want these games to end fast. You don't want to have it drawn out and they read you, and then, you know, they can adapt to how you play and blah blah blah. You want to finish these games as quickly as possible. So which is why Geras, I think, is a really, really good first to 2 character, because if they make 2 wrong mistakes, they are down 70% life, because the lowest damage crushing blow he has is this one, which is 320. Yeah, so that's 32%. That's his lowest crushing blow. So the way that I play Geras, and which is what they said was a bit unorthodox, was that my gameplay of Geras revolves around hitting those crushing blows. So I'll go for the forward 2-2-1. As soon as I've hit the forward 2-2-1, I'll go for the forward 1-1. As soon as I've hit the forward 1-1-1, I'll start going for the overhead 1. More fishing with 1-1, overhead 1-1 sand trap. Because even if you don't get them as crushing blows, you've conditioned them. So you'll see as the games go on, I might not necessarily hit the forward 2-2-1-3 as a crushing blow, but it works as a good meaty, and it conditions them not to jump on stuff like wake up or blah blah blah. So it allows me to continue my pressure. And like I said, if it does hit, then they end up taking a lot of damage. So that's just how I thought. I thought Geras's main strengths are his crushing blows. So that is how I'm going to do my gameplay. And they said that it was unorthodox. I mean, I guess it might be, because I guess a lot of Geras players tend to take the crushing blows when they appear rather than actively pursue them. But yeah, I just think that that's the character's strength. I mean, I don't think anybody in the game has as many powerful crushing blows as he does, that are so effective and straightforward to utilize in an actual gameplay situation. But yeah, so you see here, sand trap counter hit, 320 damage straight away, and then there he was expecting the this is a perfect example. Here Mr. Viper was expecting the throw, because I dashed up to him, and he ducked, which is why I went for the forward 2-2-1-3. So I could have gone for the 4-2-1 and got a full combo and finished it, but I still got damage and the knockdown, because he was expecting the throw, and now the mix-up, the pressure from me continues because he's on the floor again. So I took a step back there. See, this is one thing I did a lot in this tournament, and it ended up costing me massively major. 3 times it cost me, big time, was that I've got the guy knocked down, right? He's not done a single invincible wake up. And I do this a lot online too. And I think, right, well, I've got the lead, rather than keep pressuring until he shows me he can do something about it on his wake up, I took a step back and I sand trapped. And what did I say at the start about me doing too many sand traps? Sand trapped against a Kabal, which is stupid anyway, because any version of Kabal can punish you with the glaives if they're fast enough, but also any version of Kabal can punish you with jumping too if you F it up. Because hitting people on jump, if they jump on their wake up, hitting people with sand trap is a really tight, you have to be really precise. So I read there that he was going to do an invincible wake up, which he didn't do, because he's not done a single one all game. and I paid for it because he hit me, and then he hits me with the big combo. So that's something I've really got to be careful of, is taking a step back. And then, look, what did I say? Watch out sand traps and watch out with up twos. Yeah, I've got to be more ruthless when I have people in these positions. Like, he's got very little life. You know, I should have just kept pressuring him until he showed me that he could deal with the pressure that I was putting on him, especially on his wake up. So, and then I did an up two. That was just a test to see what he'd do, and he blocked it. Nice block from him. He probably got, I think he might have been able to get a bit bigger punish. But then, yeah, he could have comboed here into Fatal Blow. But he went into the glaive, and then this is, I mean, this is the Sodium Gym Classic, right? Like, he could have finished it there, because he could have comboed into Fatal Blow, because I wouldn't have been able to break anyway, because not only do I not have any meter, yeah, I'm just not ruthless enough sometimes, man. I think it's better to be safe and step back and try and catch people out, but that's just not how you play. It's so counterintuitive to the way that I play so I'll play 90% of the match sitting on their head, fishing for crushing blows, you know, really being oppressive, and then right at the very end, when they're on 1% life, I back right off because I think, oh, it's better to play safe than to commit. And then this is it's happened to me 3 times. I did it against Foxy, I did it against video games, and I did it against a guy called Teapot as well. And I paid big time all 3 times. So, and it almost cost me here too, because if Mr. Viper had cancelled into Fatal Blow here, he would have taken the round. So yeah, I just have to be much more ruthless when I've got the advantage. But then, yeah, Sodium Gym special, he jumped in at me. You just have to be careful, because Geras' Fatal Blow is really, really strong against jump-ins from range. So, it's sort of like a not as good Aaron Black one. So he jumped in. I mean, I was waiting for the jump in there. So whatever he pressed, I was gonna Fatal Blow him. So see, here's me doing stupid sand traps again. I was ready for the jump in that time. I tried to get the down one into the sand trap, but I mistimed it. See, I'm just trying to stay back. I got the 4-2-1-2. I need to be, watching it back as well, I need to be much more cleaner on my 4-2-1 back 4-2s. I did it a lot better yesterday, but like there would have been a perfect example to hit it. I mean, I still got a reasonable damage, but it would have been much better for me to hit it and go into the combo and force him to break than to just do the 4-2-1-2 into the sandpit. Because I miss a lot of sandpits as well as the tournament goes on, as you'll see.
Guaranteed quite often, actually. I feel like more so than
so see, this is what I mean, applying the pressure.
Oh my God.
I think he went for a throw there. See, now he's breaking away. Now he's respecting what I'm going to do to him and wake up. This is what I mean. Look, this is the oppressiveness I was talking about. See, in the other set, when he was in exactly the same amount of life, I backdashed and went for the sand trap. This time, I thought, no, I'm going to go in, and got hit him with 2 throws, finish the match. So this is what works for me better personally. Is just to play really aggressive. Obviously not stupidly so, because you know you don't want to throw the game away. But he's got no meter. He can't break away, right? He's tried to duck already, and I've hit him twice when he's ducking with 4-2-2 or 4-2-1. So now he's conditioned to take the grab, basically. So.
Oh my word. Okay, that's game number 1 then. Sodium Gym going to take it. And Mr. Viper, I think.
So yeah.
Just came down for, I think, a mishandling.
It's just something I need to keep.
Not taking the opportunities the way he should have taken them. And also,
I'm laughing here because I can just hear my brother in the background like, "Go on, James!" He's the best cheerleader, man. See, and also, so he's shown me now. See, this is a mistake as well. Mr. Viper's shown me that he hasn't been able to anti-air my jump in. So until somebody shows you that they can punish what you do, and this is the difference between players on our level and players like video games, which you'll see later on, is that every opportunity they have to punish you, they take every single time. They will not let you get away with any mistake you make. They are on you like a shot. Foxy was doing it. Video games is doing it, and that's something that I don't do enough. But here I got a big jump in. I should have done 1-1 back forward 2, but instead I did 1-1 into sand trap, which is bad as well, because I commit to the 1-1 sand trap even because I'm going for the mix up even after the 1-1 hits. So that's something I need to work on as well. Is my hit confirming on 1-1s.
Oh no! Tries to down one at the error, Geras, and That's going to be
So yeah,
Town if I've ever seen.
and then I take a step back. I was lucky there with the sand trap because he could have jumped on wake up and blown me up again, but oh, and see here, so this is what I'm talking about, conditioning. So that was lucky with the sand trap. I should have been careful there. I should have carried on the pressure. But here, I think he tried to down 2 me because, so this is what I talk about conditioning and staying on them. I've thrown him and I've forward 2-1'd him, right? So the last 2 times on his wake up, I've thrown him. So here, he tried to down 2 me. This is what I'm talking about, fishing for the crushing blows, which is why I went for the forward 2-2, because it meated him, and then I get 35% just like that, and he's in fatal blow range already. There he tried to, I don't know what he tried to do there actually. I think he tried to jump. Oh no, he tried to roll. So if you look here, he tries to roll, and he does wake up stance change. That's the Sodium Gym special, because I was just watching it now, I was like, what the heck did he do? Actually, let me full screen this, I don't know why I'm not watching it full screen. Yeah, so he tried to roll there and it didn't work out, and then he jumped. He's making these really hard call-outs on the grab, and he's eating mids for it pretty much every time. See, that's exactly what Ketchup and Mustard just said. I could see that he was making that Mr. Viper was making really hard call-outs on the grabs, which is why I kept pursuing with what I was doing, because it was working. You know, he wasn't reading the grabs, so it's like, well, if I keep mixing him up, going for grabs, because that's what Geras does, right? The loops. He keeps you, everything he does puts you right next to him, so you have to eat the pressure. So, I went for the down 4 there. See, no anti-air again, 1-1-1, I went for the sand trap. That worked a lot. In fact, I think it worked every single time yesterday, apart from once. See, I'm backing off again for some reason. Nice down 2, he broke away. He broke away, I messed up actually, because I tried to do dash down 1, back forward 2, but I thought he was going to break, maybe thought he was going to break away, but I did it far too late to hit him. Yeah. And then he tried to press a button in between my forward 3-2. Good tech there. See, I'm backing off a little bit. So here I'm backing off a little bit. Throwing sand traps from this range isn't as silly because he can't punish me from here. So for here, do you see what I mean about fishing for the counter hits? For the counter hit. So I've already hit him with the 4-2-2 counter hit. So now I'm fishing for the counter hit sand trap. Because if I hit that now, he's on 485 life. If I hit him with that, it's 320. You know, that puts him in kill territory straight away. So
he's been very timid as well.
I got him with the sand trap here.
Every sand trap so far.
Yep, dash up. And see, this is like a #1 Geras tactic, especially when they don't have meter to break, right? Is the walk up. So look, watch me just walk up to him. So now he thinks I'm gonna do walk up grab because last time I hit him with the 4-2-2. That is just the fear factor that Geras has, because his throw game is so strong. People are terrified of getting thrown. So that's this time. I walked up to him, 4-2-1. I hit confirmed it this time. This was annoying. So in this instance, let me tell you what happened before it actually happened, just so you're aware. So I had the game-winning combo, so it was over. Because the combo does 360 damage, and he's got 340 life. So if I hit this, he was done. But from where I did it, I thought he was closer to the corner than he was. So when I did the 2 down 2s, I thought he was going to go behind me. So instead of just finishing the combo and winning, I could have done forward 3, back forward 2. I could have done anything and finished it. I was super confused when he didn't go behind me, and then I did forward 1 too late. So I got the combo. He can't break. This is the game-winning combo. Look, down 2, and look how. So see how close he is to the corner. He wasn't close enough to flip over me. So when he comes out of it, you see, I hesitate because I was like, oh shit! I thought he was going to go behind me, and then I drop it. Thankfully, he only got a down 1 from it. He went for a nomad dash, went for 4-2-2, and then this becomes a bit of a scramble. No anti-air from me there. I get hit by the glaives. I tried to up 2 there, and I didn't have the meter because I was like, I'm panicking. Press the button. Call an adult. He didn't get as good of a punish there, and then I was like, right, I'm just gonna keep pressing down 1 here until it hits. Look, I'm start laughing. I'm going to keep pressing down 1 here till it hits him, because I don't want him to come back. So, I actually had the game won, but because I didn't realise how close he wasn't close enough to the corner, he got me. Well, he managed to hold on, and it turned into a bit of a scramble. But yeah, GG's to Mr. Viper, man. That was a really fun game.